Hey guys, welcome to the Urban Canteen. My name's Paul. Today I've got a super tasty, really simple and very healthy dish, all prepared in one pan. Doesn't get any easier than that. If that sounds good, then stick around. Okay, so what we're doing today, we've got a Chinese 5-spice sea bass with some kale, some chickpeas, some cherry tomatoes, and we're going to cook that in a little bit of coconut oil. So this is super healthy. We've got some great protein, some healthy fats, low calorie in the sea bass. Again, if you don't want to use sea bass, you can use other white fish. You could use cod, you could use haddock. If you want to get in your oily fish twice a week, then you can use mackerel, you can use salmon, you can use trout. Experiment, play around, but I'm using the sea bass today. It's really, really quickly cooked in this one pan. There's no messing about, there's no flipping around. Chuck it in the pan, happy days. Right guys, so let's get started. All I've done so far is I've scored the fish. So what I mean by that is on the skin side, I've just sliced through it gently, not all the way through, just kind of a third of the way through, 3 times, which will allow the heat to transfer quickly through the fish, cooking it evenly and allowing that Chinese 5-spice to come in. I've rubbed some 5-spice on it as well, and that's all I've done. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop maybe a teaspoon of oil, of coconut oil, into the pan. We're going to let that get hot, let the pan get really hot, and then we're going to put the fish in there, skin side down, happy days. So it's not going to take long to heat up at all. You want to make sure your pan's quite hot. You don't want to kind of put it in cold oil and let it sit there. The fish just will absorb that oil then. It won't taste too good. So yeah, that's coming up nicely. So all I'm going to do is put this fish in there, skin side down. Like I said, preparation wise, I really haven't done much. All I've done was score the fish, like I said, put some 5-spice on it. And that's it. That's all I've done for the fish. Kale, I've done nothing to that. Cherry tomatoes, I've done nothing to them. Obviously, leave them whole. They can go in whole. Chickpeas, all I've done is rubbed a little bit of the 5-spice in the chickpeas as well. I just took them out of the tin, drained them, a little bit of 5-spice in there, and then they're going to go straight in the pan as well. Right, so like I mentioned, all I'm going to do is use this spoon to kind of baste the fish with the oil that's got hot, and that will start cooking it from above as well, so there's no need to flip that fish over and let it break apart. By kind of basting it with the oil, all we're doing is cooking it from the top of the fish as well. The heat's coming up through the fish, and then the hot oil is coming down through the fish, keeping it moist and cooking it as well, which means it won't take long at all. If you're not familiar with fish and you're a bit worried about cooking fish, you shouldn't be scared. Give it a go. When you put it in a pan like this, like I said, make sure the pan's nice and hot, not a really, really high heat, but just above moderate. And then as you'll see that the flesh start changing colour, when you put a little bit of pressure on it, give it a little push with your finger. As soon as that flesh starts flaking up, then you know that fish is done, it's ready to go. And obviously, because of once you take it out of the pan, there's still going to be heat in that fish, still allowing it to cook for a little bit longer. So as soon as that fish starts flaking on your finger, then bring it out of the pan, and that'll be ready to go. So this fish looks perfect to me. So all I'm going to do is bring it out of the pan. So that only took a couple of minutes. We didn't need to mess about with it. We didn't need to flip it over or anything like that. Bring it out of there onto the plate. Then all we can do, we're going to chuck our chickpeas straight in there. We're going to chuck our kale in there. We're going to chuck our tomatoes in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid on this, and then that way when we put the lid on it, it will start kind of steaming the vegetables as well, and make them kind of really soften up. Just before I do that, I'm going to do a pinch of salt and then put the lid on. And again, there's not really much to do, you know. You let them in there, kind of give them a jiggle around every 30 seconds. They'll soon start softening up. Obviously, kale cooks super quickly. The chickpeas are obviously already done. You're just going to crisp them up, and then we're just going to have the tomatoes soften up. So they won't take long at all. The fish is just resting. 1 pan, job done. Happy days. Right, so I've just given these kind of 2 or 3 minutes in the pan. As you can see by the lid, kind of created a bit of condensation. So these are kind of like frying in the coconut oil, but also creating a little bit of steam to really allow the chopped tomatoes to soften up. So now all we're going to do, we've got our fish that's been resting here for a couple of minutes. Let's take this lid off. Oh, good Lord. Goodness gracious me, the smells coming from here are sensational. Right, so all we've got our kale. That is super, super good for you. Full of dietary fibre. Loads of nutrients and minerals. We've got our chickpeas, which are a great source of protein as well. So, especially if you're into training, going to the gym, these are great things to include in your diet. Very, very versatile. Even make cookies from them, if you've checked out my latest post. And then we've got our cherry tomatoes here. And again, the great thing about this is there's no real need to have a sauce with this or a dressing with this, because these tomatoes, as you can see, they'll soften up and they're just kind of like little balls of fresh tomato sauce, super sweet. It just tastes amazing. Watch your mouth, they can also be little balls of lava. Beautiful. And that's it, super easy. And then all I've done here, slice up a couple of spring onions to put over the top. And then we got it. Chinese 5-spice sea bass with pan-fried cherry tomatoes, kale, chickpeas with a little bit of spring onion. Happy days. Super quick, 1 pan, no washing up, super tasty. Please give it a go, guys. I really hope you give this a go. Like I said, it's super quick, really simple, very, very healthy. If you like this video, please check out my others. Please, please, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts as well. You can catch me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Any messages, anything you want to see, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. Like I said, give me that thumbs up. I hope you like it. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much.